Hi, pilgrims. I have a question for you today. Is the traditional Camino experience really worth a sleepless night on a creaky bunk? Or are we sacrificing our pilgrim soul for a private room? For the mature pilgrim, like myself, the choice between a communal albergue and sharing bathrooms or staying in boutique hostels is a battle between what we may think of as the spiritual authenticity of the Camino and the real need for physical recovery. Let's discover if the modern comforts truly dilute the transformation of the Camino, or if they are actually the secret to us finishing the Camino. Stay till the end and you'll see how I chose to finish my Camino at the end of 500 miles. I'm Anita, aka the Professor. Join me and my husband Kevin as we strap on our backpacks, grab our passports, and explore this amazing world. Now, my perspective is from having done two different Caminos, the Portuguese and the Camino North. And in both cases, I'm in my 60s, my late 60s. So, what I feel is comfortable is going to be very different than somebody perhaps in their 20s, okay? But my experience with albergues, yes, they are cheap. They are very accessible. There's lots of them. The challenge that I find with albergues is you have a lack of privacy. In many cases, you cannot book ahead. So you find yourself maybe racing for a bed and then sitting outside waiting for the albergue to open in order to get a bed. That's happened to me on several occasions. There's no security in many of them for your backpack or your personal belongings. In most cases, you must take off your boots, your shoes upon entering, and there probably isn't going to be lockers. Some of the newer ones, there are lockers, but in many cases, there's not. Also, most that I found did not have like a privacy curtain over the bed, so you're just sleeping out in the open. On occasion, my husband and I did find that when we got to an albergue, that they might have a private room for us, or that they would put us with as few people as possible because they knew we were a couple. The other challenge, though, is that as being older, access, because you might have to climb up ladders to get to your bunk. I was fortunate enough that that never happened, and I do know in many cases they try to reserve the bottom bunks as much as possible for the older pilgrims, but that may or may not always happen, okay? Every albergue is very different, but this next one that I'm going to show you, this one is absolutely the best albergue I ever stayed at. It is located on the Camino del Norte. So just listen to my thoughts as I had the pleasure of staying here one night in 2022. This is my room. I've got the bed by the window. No one above me. It's really interesting. 1, 2, and 3 levels in some of the rooms. But here's a plus. Every little room like this has its own bathroom. The showers are downstairs, but it's really nice to have your own bathroom. While privacy may indeed be a drawback for many older pilgrims staying in an albergue, one of the pluses is certainly the pilgrim meal that is offered at many of the albergues. Generally, these will cost between 10 and 15 euros, and they include a 3-course set menu. Usually, wine is provided as well as water, of course. But the true benefit of this is to share a meal with all the other pilgrims that are staying there, and you really get to know your Camino family. So certainly that is a plus of staying in an albergue. For rest days, I often select a cute little hotel right on the Camino route or maybe near a city center. This allows me, again, privacy, very nice comfort, maybe if I'm lucky, a balcony. Sometimes a small apartment maybe will even have a kitchen, which is nice if it's a multi-day rest period, which sometimes in the larger towns I'll take. But again, I still get that Camino experience. All I need to do is to walk to a restaurant, to a cafe, enjoy some vino and tapas, and I know I'm going to run into some other pilgrims. Well, I made it. 10:30. What was that? 4.5 hours. A little over 12 miles. Absolutely amazing journey. 44 days, 500 miles. Walked nearly all of it.
One moment. Photo?
Okay, got my Compostela and my certificate of distance. It was really nice. She allowed me to video. The last time we were here, we were not allowed to take photos in that office. Not quite sure why, but she was really nice. So now I am heading towards the hotel. Hopefully they'll let me check in and get dry and then eat and maybe get some better photos after the rain passes. Okay, I knew my hotel was close to the cathedral. Didn't know it was this close. Look at this. I have a little terrace, and right there is the plaza. I just showed you that. Wow, great location. Okay, it is time for me to put away wet things, get a shower, and then I'm going to go tour the city. Oh, and I have a second terrace. All right, nice corner room. This is a good day. So no matter how you choose to spend your nights along the Camino, whether it be an albergue, a private pension, an Airbnb, hostel, or a boutique hotel, I hope you find your journey to be amazing, transformative, and that when you walk into the plaza at Santiago de Compostela, you find joy and peace and happiness. Buen Camino. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again.